Hey guys, in this video I'm gonna show you a really simple photo manipulation. So if you're a beginner, that's a really great video for you. So for making this video I'm gonna use 5 different photos which I've took from Pixabay, and I will put the link in description so you can use those photos and practice. So let's get started. Well, that would be the outcome which we'll have at the end of the manipulation. So for this edit, I will use a 3000 to 2000 pixel file with a white background, so you can change the color of background if you want. That's actually not gonna make any differences for this tutorial. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna make a new layer, and I'm going to build up a sky first. And what I'm going to do, I will use the gradient tool. So I choose the black and white gradient, and here I will press the Alt to make another eye picker, and I will drag it to 23% almost, and I will change the color to something a little bit more bluish and brighter than black. So this color should be really nice. Again, I will keep the Alt and drag the icon to the middle, and I will change the color again, something more lighter and bluish, because when we come to the horizon from the top of the sky will get brighter. And the last one would be of this color. So you can actually play around with it, you don't need to use the exact color which I used, but yeah, just check which color would fit you better. So here is the gradient tool we have. I press OK, I go to the top of the screen and hold shift and drag it down. So that will be the sky we have. So if you want to adjust it a bit more, you can press Ctrl and T, or Command and I don't know how to use it in Mac, but I guess Command and T. So I will just make the sky a little bit more bigger so that I have more darker colors here. And to be better organized, I'm gonna change the name to a sky and press Ctrl G to make a group of it, group 1, a sky. So the next layer would be some stars in the sky. So I choose this black, like this is stars with black background. I use the black background because I will change the mode to the screen, and screen basically means all the black colors in the photo somehow will be vanished. So I just resize this picture like this to be smaller. I press the enter, and well, it takes a little bit of time sometimes. So here I change the mode to a screen, so you see really great sky here with lots of stars, kind of dreamy. And I will add another group and call it stars. So the next thing we are going to do, we're gonna add one moon. Here I take the quick selection tool and just select the moon. With the move tool I bring the moon here to my file, put it in the middle. So if you see this purple line here, it shows that it's in the middle, and now it's in the middle both horizontally and vertically. So I just put it here, open the transform tool, make the moon a little bit more bigger, and just place it in the middle, and press the enter here. So I'm gonna duplicate the moon and change the blending mode of the first moon to soft light and second one to a screen. to have some lights and glows from the moon. And first I'm gonna group both layer, I call it moon. So what I'm gonna do here, I will open a layer, just create a new layer, go to one of the moon layer, press the key and click on the layer so that we have a selection. Then I go to the layer that I've created, press shift and F5 so that I have a fill white in this selection, and I just turn off those two moon layers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to select, modify, contract, and contract by 15 pixel. So you see near the sides of the moon, so it got a little bit more bigger. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press delete so that I delete this white part of the inner moon and deselect the selection, and then I go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and add a blur of 48%, or let's say 47. So you see here you got a nice glow near the moon. So the next thing we are going to do here, I open another layer, I grab the brush, make it a little bit more smaller, I change the opacity to 60 or 59%. I take the white color and just color the sky a bit and color the moon, and just change the opacity a little bit lower. So here you have more lights near the moon, which gonna make it more dreamy. And we are almost done with the moon layer. So the next thing we are going to do, we're gonna make a hill. So for that thing we need just a piece of grass, and we make a rectangular selection of this grass like that, and just move it to our project. And I'm gonna transform it a little bit to make it a little bit smaller. So, oh, that's too much. Just going to make it a little bit smaller like that, place it here, a little bit drag it here. So that's perfect. So now we're gonna give it some arc shape to this grass, like make it a little bit round. So we go to edit, transform and warp. So with this warp tool you just can play around with it. So basically you just drag this side, drag it down, the other side also you drag it down. It doesn't have to be symmetry, you just play with it till you get some sort of shape which you find kind of reasonable for your work. So just gonna play with it a little bit. I guess should be okay. Just drag it a bit more down. Maybe I open the warp tool once more, because sometimes you need actually to play with it 2 or 3 times so that you have the best shape. So I guess we are pretty much good here. So the next thing I'm going to do, first I make a group, call it field, and then I'm going to make a curve adjustment layer, make a clipping mask, or you can also press here. So make the field a little bit more darker. Well, let's get really dark. The best would be just to go to his saturation layer and make the saturation a little bit down. Yeah, like that. Now you have a better color here. So I would say here is pretty much good. I also open a color balance layer. I give it a little bit bluish touch, cyan maybe. So you just have to play around with that so that you get the best color out of it. So we open one more curve adjustment layer. This time we make it really bright, something like that, but we're gonna invert it. Control I. So black means, so this layer mask, whenever it's black, it means your adjustment will not be appeared. When it's white, it means it will be appeared. So we're gonna grab the brush, grab it white, and we're gonna brush this part of the heel, because in this part we have the light of the moon glowing, so this part should be brighter. And in the other layer with black, again we're gonna color a little bit more with more opacity, and here maybe a little bit more. Yes, that's pretty much good. Just going to make it a little bit more darker. That's great in my opinion. So we're going to make another layer, and that would be the trees. I just grab the trees, put it here, just make it smaller till it fits. But the best would be I just change the location of this layer under the field so that it will be hidden there, because that's the place actually that it belongs to. So I just gonna adjust the size first. I guess that should looks good. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna duplicate the layer, Control G, then I'm gonna flip it horizontally, drag it in the other side and place it there, and I'm gonna merge both layers together. Merge layers. So I open a layer mask, open the gradient tool, in the black and white, well, black and empty gradient, so that sounds kind of cool. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag down so that I just omit this part. Okay, what I'm doing wrong here. Okay, that's okay. You know what? I guess what I'm doing wrong here, I don't know. So let's try it one more time. Yeah, that's better. So let's just take the brush and we're just gonna delete these parts with the black brush from the clipping mask. Sorry, from the that's my first video and I'm a little bit stressed, so yeah. So what we are going to do, just brush off some of these trees that we don't need, like these skies, till we get a reasonable looking part on this side. So I guess I need to also delete this stuff here, and it looks kind of good right now. So I just go and change the color of it a little bit with the curve adjustment layer. maybe make it a little bit darker, and should be good in my opinion. So the next thing we are going to do is to add this couple. So I just choose some black and white couple, like black color, so that we don't need to cut them out, and because they are standing in front of the moon, so they are kind of black, because, well, it's how it works because of the lightning. So I just make them small till it fits the background, and just place them exactly in the center on the top of the hill. I guess a little bit smaller would be fantastic. Yes. So I just make a group, call it couples, and I make a new layer, create clipping mask. No, we don't need a clipping mask. So I just, oh sure, we need a clipping mask. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give a little bit of the grayish color to this couple, so that it looks a little bit more natural, something like that. Change the opacity down, so that would sound good. So we need one shadow. We go to this FX button, this function, and I press drop shadow. So you make a right click here, create layer, you press OK, and this down layer is the shadow. So I'm gonna transform it, flip it vertically, bring it here. Just gonna zoom in a little bit so that we see exactly where to put the shadow. So that's great. I go to edit, transform, distort. I'm gonna play a little bit with the shadow like that. That looks kind of good. So I press enter, I go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and give it a blur of 6% maybe. Then I change the opacity and bring it down to 78 or 80. That's kind of cool. So the last thing we are going to do, just adding some birds, which you can actually download the brushes of the birds simply in internet. It's really easy to find. So we take the black color, the size is almost good, just bring up the opacity, just place the birds there. So now it's time to play with lights. I open one gradient map, black and white. I change them all to soft light. Soft light is always good, that's my favorite. So I make it 58%. Already give it a more dreamy vibe. So open one more gradient map. I go to this color, which is violet and orange. It's already pre-made by Photoshop, and it's really amazing one. Again, soft light, and you see the difference, really beautiful. 35% for me is good. One more time, gradient map tool, and the color violet, green, orange. Press OK. Again, soft light. The opacity I will bring it down to 70 or 55%. So I go to color lookup, and you just need to see which one really match. So I just change it to soft light. Maybe moonlight is kind of cool. I bring the opacity down to 35%, and I make a merge layer, Ctrl Alt Shift E, and I go to filter, camera raw filter, and you can play here with the temperature and make it a little bit warmer. I give it more exposure, a little bit of tint or magenta, depend what you like, maybe tint. I give it more contrast, a little bit of more shadow, maybe make the highlight a bit less, give white a bit more, make it more clear. That's too much, I know, so maybe 3%. The vibrance is kind of okay, and what I like to do, I give it a nice vignette. I change the midpoint and I press OK, and I bring down the opacity maybe to 75%. And here is the simple photo manipulation edit for today. So that was my first video. I hope you liked it. Please press the subscribe button, write any comment that you want, any videos that you're gonna see, and we're gonna have more videos and more complexer things as well. So don't forget to press the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.